What's happening, world? Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of Cognac Confessionals. I'm your host, Deshaun, here at Where Media Meets Studios, in conjunction with VJ TV, Pharaoh Films. Happy birthday to my boy, Drop Knock. Birthday was yesterday. It's Friday in the town. It's Labor Day weekend. 4-day weekend for me. Got a packed house tonight. As usual, we bringing you the current content. Let everybody introduce themselves, tell you who they be. Starting with light-skinned dude.
It's your boy J Hugh in the building. A.K.A. J Boogie, A.K.A. Red Bone Boy Motherfucking Wonder in the building.
Bone Boy Wonder.
That's what I goddamn do. Happy Friday, y'all.
That's
Who else is in here?
That sounds like one of them first Hotmail.
Slow down. Too fast. This nigga slow down.
Red Bone Boy Wonder.
Slow down.
You want to think of Red Bone
Remember
Boy
the first
Wonder?
Hotmail and Yahoo email addresses?
Yeah.
Standing by the computer.
I say yeah.
65.
Okay.
I can't stand these cats.
I'm not going to ever let you live that down. But
That's okay.
Run with it.
I fuck with it.
Run with it.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Pharaoh, author, filmmaker, a.k.a. Pharaoh Films.
And this is author Rob Hankins.
My brother.
Yeah. And that's it.
Okay.
Brother
That'll
Rob
work.
Hankins in the building tonight.
That'll work.
Tell everybody where they can find y'all at.
Well, you can always find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I lack imagination, so it's all at Pharaoh Films.
Pharaoh Films with a P.
You can go on anything. Pharaoh Films, that's me.
You can catch your boy Johnny J Hugh on Facebook or on Instagram.
You can catch me on Facebook, Raed Rasuli. On Instagram, it's Robert_Thurston_Hankins_Jr. Or my other IG page is Rob_Hankins on IG.
A.K.A. Big Swole.
Also on Twitter, you can catch me the Reverend 510.
Oh, there he is.
A.K.A. Hold Up, Swole Up.
Something like that. Yes,
up.
sir.
Swole up. Hold up.
In here lifting them weights. Hold up. Hey,
That's what's up.
welcome to the show, my brother.
Right on. Thank you.
We here for y'all to know, we here to interview my good brother. I've known this brother for a good amount of years. It's a good brother here, right here. And he just dropped his book. We're going to talk about it, The Incredible Life of Willie Sharp. So that's...
Hey, Brother Rob, who is Willie Sharp, man?
Let's speak on it.
Okay. So Willie Sharp is a fictional character. He's the culmination of like all the brothers in my past, like Pharaoh, who stood in the void. You know what I'm saying? When my father was killed when I was young. So I created a story around that experience. You know what I'm saying? So Willie Sharp is just he's a multitude of different personalities all in one.
I like that, man. I mean, because my father and my mom was divorced. I didn't have much of a relationship with my father until I got older, but I had uncles.
Right.
I had the OGs that really went ahead and gave me the game, you know, and
exactly.
and kept an eye on me when I was about to make a dumb decision.
Right.
You know, and that was a blessing, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That's a beautiful thing right there. Me personally, I could have used the Willie Sharp because, I met my dad once and he told me he'd come back on Wednesday. It's been 34 years worth of Wednesdays. And I feel like I want to go get some milk. Blood. But
He would have got some milk.
Go get a pack of ports.
and the uncles I had was basically knocks.
Mama said I'll be back.
The couple ones that was cool that wasn't knocks. They were so busy, with their breezies and their activities that they didn't fuck with us.
Yeah.
But I was blessed though when I got on the edge of going the right way or life in the penitentiary. I ran into a couple cool brothers who literally took me that was older than me, that took me under their wing, and I was real receptive to it. I think I was maybe about 19 because I had never had an older dude do anything other than give me a sack and tell me bring back such and such. So when the cat put his arm around me and said, "Hey, young blood, check this move out," and really, I was real receptive to it. And I didn't. Now looking back, I know I needed a daddy. That's why I was so receptive. You know what I'm saying? And just I was so fortunate enough that the daddies that did come into my life was cool dudes who wanted to see well. Because a lot of my other partners got dudes who sent them on paths where now they damn near 50 and they still in the penitentiary.
Well, see, you did have a Willie Sharp then. You know,
yeah. A couple,
right? So that's kind of what this book is kind of about. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, we looked at our lives and like, oh man, life was terrible. You know, this, that, and the third. But if you think about it, you know, it was a lot of people that actually helped you get to where you are. I mean, none of us are on drugs. None of us are in the penitentiary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We did pretty good for ourselves up until this point. So, you know, you gotta kind of thank the brothers that stepped in there. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you gotta go ahead.
Sometimes we forget too.
And we forget.
And thank every day that you're above ground.
That's right.
And, you know, to say that you are on a positive track, you deal with positive people, you know, your mindset is in a positive place.
That's right.
Because it ain't easy. It ain't easy going ahead and getting up and going to work every day, you know, on top of, you know, looking at your book, you're a creator. You created something, you know, and that in itself is, you know, something to aspire to, something to go ahead and show this younger generation. You know, we not stuck in a rut just because, you know, the stipulations or, you know, the whatever's been told has to be. Yeah.
So the thing about this book, and getting up, doing what I got to do, I just decided that I was going to complete it. So you know, it don't matter where you at, what you're doing. Start.
Brother Rob, where you from, man?
I'm from Oakland.
Town Biz.
Town Biz.
Yeah, definitely. I'm from Oakland. I was born in Highland Hospital, real East Oakland. I moved to the north, a little section called Short Shattuck. That's 48th. No, it's 45th to 49th between Shattuck and Telegraph. And that area is really significant because a lot of people don't know that's where the Mac was filmed. In the barbershop in the opening scene, it's a barbershop called Magnificence. I used to get my hair cut right there. So it's a historical place. You know what I'm saying? History. And it's mentioned in that book too.
There's so many gems in the town, man.
The town is full of love and sharp people. So I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
What made you decide to write a book?
Man, so you know what? I had decided just to write a book just to be doing something, you know what I'm saying, at first. But I wrote a couple of chapters and I sent it to my wife and to my best friend. I said, you know, if they like it, then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to really try to do it. And I sent it to them. It took them a minute to read it, you know what I'm saying? You know, they sent it back and they was like, yo, this is good. You need to really do something with it.
That's what's
and so that was the motivation, you know what I'm saying, behind completing it. But as time progressed, you know, you start thinking like, how am I going to write it? What's going to be about? And so the motivation changed. It was just like my past, my life, you know what I'm saying? And the different characters in my life. I've met so many different cool people in my life, you know what I'm saying, that just, you know, pushed me, that just spoke positivity into my life and everything like that. So all of that became the motivation for it, ultimately.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what's up. I mean, even Pharaoh, you and y'all book. That's what I'm you know, I promote us all day. And I've sat back and thought, twiddled with the ideas of writing a book myself, and I've been like, but me, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a procrastinator. I procrastinate like motherfuckers. All day, but I'm proud of both of y'all for seeing it through the process and going through. So, how long would you say? How long did it take you from thought to pen to where we are today?
So, like I say, man, I was working, so it took me around like 3 years to actually do it, because it was a time where I was like, man, I ain't really got time for it. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you take off a couple days, it turned to a week, turned to months, turned to 6 months.
Right.
But you know, Yeah, it took about 3 years, man. You know what I'm saying? Off and on writing, man. But this recent time, within the last, I'm gonna say year, is when it really just got serious. Like, nah, I'm gonna write this book. You know what I'm saying? A specific incident happened where I was in a room with a bunch of cats with a lot of money. And listening, I ain't gonna name drop nothing.
We gonna name drop, but we be around some beneficial real people.
I'm listening to their conversations. These people already got money, but all their conversations was about getting more money.
Yeah.
And here I am. I'm on some security. I'm like, I need to be doing more. What do I have that I could put out there? And I was like, man, this book, you need to go and finish the book. So I got serious and started really doing it. Yeah,
that's what's up. Motivation is
Master P said you got to have some product. You got to have something to sell.
Man, I just seen that where that brother was talking about, the product, it don't talk back. The product just gonna
put it to work.
Put it to work, yeah.
That's
right.
what's up.
In your book now, I know we got one author, we got another author. I know another author that's from the Bay Area. Does your book take us or reader to the street?
Yeah. So the backdrop of the whole story is that section is Short Shattuck, and so it takes you all through the neighborhoods. It takes you on a journey. The book. You mentioned positive thoughts. The book has that all in it. It's teaching the Willie Sharp teaches the young man how to use his mind to create his own life.
To be sharp.
You know what I'm saying? To be sharp. Exactly. So it's gonna take you on a journey. It's gonna lift you up. You're gonna laugh. I mean, you might cry a little bit. I don't know, but I cried writing. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't mad at you for that, man.
You're gonna root the character on.
That's right.
Understand, and then at the end, it has a beautiful twist at the end that I'm sure everybody's gonna enjoy, man.
I like that.
Tell everybody where they can find you. Y'all, his pre-orders is out now too. Tell everybody.
Yeah. So The Incredible Life of Willie Sharp. You can pre-order it now. It's at Amazon.com. It's at BarnesandNobles.com for right now. After October 1st, the books will be sent out, and it's going to be in a lot more places. But right now, Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com. You can pre-order the book. Please pre-order the book.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially on that Amazon, because when you do those pre-orders like that, it will boost up his rankings, and then it'll become a suggested title, and it'll literally take on a life of its own.
That's right.
We always talk about for us, by us. Well, here's one of us doing something, so let us get behind him.
That's right. That's right.
What's up, young Rob? I see you tuning in.
Is that Rob Hughes?
Yeah. Tuning in. Rob tuning in. He said, "What's happening?" He said, "Everybody, what's happening? What's happening, Rob? I see you, bro."
Little Bobby.
Little Bobby.
And the 5 foot. Don't start
Mr.
that
Washington,
shit.
thank you for tuning in, brother. I appreciate it. Inspiring. That's what we try to do, brother.
Hey, let them know they should share it too. Let them know
like the page, share
Please
the
do.
live,
Yeah.
subscribe. We all about networking. That's what we do here, at Cognac Confessionals. I just try to spread the wealth and be a vehicle to anybody that's doing something good. That's what I'm about. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I love, man? I love the fact that we're based from the town.
Hey, Monique,
We
how
do
you
it
doing?
in the town, and we promote town business.
Yeah. That's
right.
And it's not just town business because it's like a slang word,
Right.
But we promoting people, businesses, people that want exposure.
Right.
And with that said, like we saying, share this, man, because this is how people gonna go ahead. Yeah, subscribe. This is how
Right.
people gonna go ahead and learn about all these gyms. We know about the gyms that's in the town.
Right.
It's
Monique,
so
we'd
much
like to get you up here to
hidden
talk about some of
talent.
your movies.
The talent needs to stop being hidden.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The talent needs to go ahead and just and be flourished.
And bring that life back
Endorsed.
to the town.
Absolutely.
In fact, you were saying earlier about the Short Shattuck area on how they, a lot of that was featured in one
Mac.
of the greatest urban films ever,
Right.
The Mac.
Right.
And also, my mother worked closely with the Ward brothers, who was a partial inspiration.
That's right.
Now, if anybody get to wondering in your mind, How does she work with the Ward brothers? Well, what you thinking is what it is, nigga. It is what it is. Hey, it's as it was written. But anyway, moms worked closely with the Ward brothers and the short shadow clear. You said you were saying about the barbershop and stuff.
Magnificence barbershop.
It's town history, man.
Yep.
I mean, it's so much. I mean, it's so much talent in our community.
Right.
In Oakland and East Palo Alto and San Leandro, San Jose and Richmond and
Berkeley
and Frisco and the whole I mean, it's so much talent here that's tapped but untapped.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And it's you know, I just want to just give people a chance to come out and just, if you're doing something, let's talk about it. Let's spread it to the world. You know what I'm saying? I ain't asked for nothing for you to come down, sit down, and have a conversation with a brother.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, so all day, Mr. Washington, town biz.
And this media platforms and stuff like this is what helps, because we've gotten to a position where through infiltration of our media outlets, Atlanta, Philly, and LA becomes the places where black talent is launched from, when Oakland was always a traditional.
Absolutely.
For lack of a better term, we've always been the titty that everybody sucked on.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, this was
like
considered the Harlem of the West, the Harlem of the West Coast, the Cotton Club. It was like. It was like after an act got through, if an act made a name for itself on the Chitlin circuit, to come to the West Coast, it had to come hitting Oakland first.
That's right.
And if you didn't rock them in Oakland, you didn't go nowhere. But if you
Right.
rocked it in Oakland, then you went to LA and these places. But you had to be able to get it in here. And there was a shift to where now we on the outside begging to get in when this area was gave
We was the
birth.
startup. We was the gatekeepers.
Right.
And even, I mean, people come and borrow from this area
Freely.
So many movies.
time.
So many movies are filmed in the Bay.
But the thing is about the Bay and the whole, don't get me wrong, there are some people who from the Bay that's stingy. But we so loving, we like, hey, let's get on. You know, we like, what's happening with it? Right. You know, and people come and
So much started from the Bay. From Oakland, for that matter.
And I mean, some give back, some don't. But
we do open arms around here, though. That is true. But that's been a little bit to our detriment as well.
Right. That's the problem. We too welcoming. You know, I mean, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. People come, they emulate us.
You know,
and they go on to superstardom. It's like, well, what about us? What about y'all?
You know, and just like this man Matthew talking on here, talking about why it went from town biz to Bay Talk. You know,
I never even heard.
Well, that was part of the infiltration.
yeah.
Gatekeepers was put in place in certain places, at the news stations, at the radio stations, who was rep the Bay but didn't have respect for Oakland. See, it used to be, if a cat got put in position, you at least respected Oakland. So if there was a Drew down, or if there was something happening in the streets of Oakland, you immediately rushed it to the radio like, hey, this is what's happening in the streets.
Right.
Well, then people from areas like, say, just on Pinole, Hercules, places like that, who look like us, they talk like us, but they don't respect the same things we respect. And then they became the gatekeepers of who could get in and who couldn't. And since they looked like us and thus we accepted them, but since they didn't have the same mindset as us, they let everything else in but us. And now we got one of the most massive radio stations in the Bay Area. Their playlist, a Camille, other stations across the country just copy it. Whatever Camille's playing, that's what we playing. We don't put no thought into it. We just copy their playlist. But we got people in the Bay who can't get on Camille, so we can't get to them other stations.
And just to put it even in the broader terms, the Bay Area is the A&R of hip hop culture.
Right.
Yeah.
The Bay Area is the A&R.
The mixtapes, a lot of things, man.
A lot of concepts. And I'm not dissing no other regions or nothing, because everybody got their own.
Even LA give the Bay. He gives Oakland.
Right.
Because we've always been our own entity. Always have been. Now, the thing that I will say, and in the past and whatnot, what happens is we don't everybody don't get behind each other as much as other regions do.
Right.
Behind their local artists.
Right.
Which is kind of bad. That's one of the things I've witnessed and seen.
We got kind of trendy. If it go blow up somewhere else, then we front row for it. And I'm like, that's odd.
Everybody needs
We
to
should be
get
front row
behind
first.
everybody, because I mean, it's some talent in the Bay. Now, I'm not just talking about music. I mean, you got filmmakers, you got actresses, actors, writers, comedians.
Yep.
You got so much. I mean, the Bay is we the gumbo for this shit on a lot of levels. We are. And I mean, there's so much talent here that the light hasn't been shined, or they haven't been given opportunity to where if you in that industry trying to get on, it can be disheartening, but sleep comes to a dreamer.
I blame it on gentrification,
Well,
and not
we
even
always
being, not even being
that's-
funny. Like I got partners in Detroit that make movies, and they're quite popular. But Detroit isn't gentrified. So if you got a movie or you got something like that, you can still literally take it to the streets.
Right.
Like you could park your car and you could walk and really take it to the streets. Right now, 40-50% of our population that was around in the 90s live out
Pittsburgh.
out somewhere, so you can't.
Crazy.
So you can't really take it to the streets around here because it's
Right.
the streets have kind of lightweight disappeared.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't. So it's a hard building that foundation, that base. You know, I used to throw parties in the 90s and literally we'd get 40-50,000 flyers
I remember.
and pass them all out in East Oakland.
Yep.
There ain't 50,000 black people you can hand a flyer to in East Oakland in 2020. I don't even know how cats even promote nowadays. The younger cats, I don't even know how y'all even get the word to the people other than Facebook and stuff like that.
That's
And
it.
then they
That's
control you with the algorithms and
how many people can see you and yada yada.
Right.
Even something. Speaking of that, just off halfway off subject, real quick. I even noticed like on Messenger when you send. Well, I just noticed for me when you send out something. Now it limits me to I can only send it to 5 people at a time. When I used to be able to flood the market.
Man, the
And
whole
I'm not sharing no bullshit. I'm
Right.
But now I'm like, maybe
Nah,
in fact, if you keep attempting to, they'll suspend you for a week.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I just seen the new shit, but that's that.
On another
we
note,
get our
man,
own platform.
shout out to the brother,
Hey, Sister Pringle, I see you.
Chadwick. Chadwick.
yeah.
Chadwick.
Yeah,
Rest
Chadwick,
in
bro.
peace.
You know, rest in heaven, rest in power.
Power.
You know,
Yeah, that was
that brother did so much with the time he had, and was an ailment the entire time.
Yeah.
talent.
Yeah.
You know,
And that
He
goes
was
to show
sick.
we can't judge people for what they going through. 2 things come to mind. One, a couple months ago, he had put up a picture and he was looking real thin.
Yeah.
And a lot of people had jokes, calling him a crackhead,
Yeah, that's fucked
crack
up,
panther,
man.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But the brother was trying to get a message across and he didn't care. Another thing is,
Wakanda
I
forever.
see on the set
right.
of this movie, The Five Bloods, one of the co-stars
Oh yeah.
just apologized, talking about he thought dude had an entourage and that basically dude was a diva. What he didn't understand was that this was a crew of people making sure the dude was healthy enough to come to set every day.
Right.
Damn.
But he didn't know what he was going through, so
Right,
he
right.
thought, "Oh man, this cat got a whole entourage of people. Oh, they massaging him. Oh, they feeding him grapes."
Right. I saw
Like,
that interview. I saw that
right,
interview.
right.
In reality,
Dude,
that's
that
what
dude
he
that
had.
was on the wire. Yeah,
That's
I know
what.
you're talking
Can
about.
you imagine going through chemotherapy and these type of things,
Yeah.
literally wasting
still
away,
working.
and then getting up doing 12,
Right.
13 hours on a movie set is nearly impossible.
You have no idea
You know,
what they go
so that
through.
tells me that one thing that Chadwick had an iron will, obviously.
really
Another
did.
thing is that we see some things.
We quick to
Don't be
Throw
judgmental
stones, man.
because they always say you don't know what the person's going through.
You don't.
You really don't.
it's real.
You ain't put on these size 12s. You don't know what I go through. I'm fat. And I'm good.
From the outside looking in, you know what I'm
I
saying?
went through. You don't know
Dude.
what I do to get to what I
Yeah,
get.
dude really thought Chadwick was a diva,
And at the same time,
and he was
when
the
you-
furthest from it, actually.
When you look at one thing my dad taught me was you look at somebody, you know, whether it's a celebrity or whatever, and don't wish to be them, because once again, you don't know what they did.
You don't know what they had to
get
do,
to
right.
where they at.
Right.
Or what they going through at that moment.
Right.
You don't know
Right.
what they've been through. You have no idea. I mean, and I've been guilty of it when I was younger and whatnot. And because I ain't perfect, close to it, but I ain't perfect. But I I try.
So modest.
Yeah, I'm humbly cocky. But you don't know. I mean, somebody can go through so much to get where they at. Some people sell their soul to get where they at. Some people just persevere. Persevere may take longer. Nothing wrong with it taking longer.
Right.
That's why I asked you how long did it take.
I
to write the book.
appreciate you asking them that because it lets you
the
know.
process. Because the thing is, we gotta let people know that everybody. The problem, and I say this to say this. The problem with society is now everybody wants instant microwave popcorn success.
Right. Yeah.
Because you got the streams and the likes now that make you think that's cash, but you can't spend them fucking likes.
Right.
Unfortunately.
On top of you gotta work. On top of you gotta work for this shit.
And effort. I mean,
same as it always did.
Shawshank Redemption. Did the motherfucker use the spoon and get out in 3 days? No, the fuck he didn't.
No.
Took him hella long to dig out. And you got to persevere. It takes perseverance.
Once you make up your mind, you gotta
Right.
go. You know what I'm saying?
And
Right.
like I said, I salute both of y'all for y'all books and what y'all doing. Because, like I said, I'm a procrastinator. I have a bunch of ideas in my head and shit, and I sit back and I be like, ooh. And then you get caught up with life. So I understand it's for you to put pen to paper, because one thing I've learned also, you write it down, it becomes real.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Shout out to my
Yes.
brother JP, J Polo up in the building,
Polo
man.
watching what's happening, bruh. You put it down on paper, it becomes real.
That's right.
And you can start holding yourself accountable. One of the things
With
like
defined goals.
I did when I was younger, and people would be like, when I tell them I used to do this, they'd be like, you fucking crazy. So I used to write something down or a picture of what I wanted, and I put it over my bed. And I wouldn't sleep in my bed till I got it.
Wow.
That's discipline. Discipline means this is the plan. Stick to it.
That's right.
Yeah, stick to it, and this is the key ingredient.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you something. Out of all the books I started over the last 20 years,
Brother Ames, I see
if I'd have knew about formatting, because they was telling me, oh, the book got to be about 200 pages. So I'm just typing.
Right.
I only got about 70 pages. And I remember other books of mine that got to 20 pages. And I'm like, damn. And somebody said, well, hey, convert it to what it would look like in 5x8, and then you'll know how many pages you got. And I converted,
Changer.
and
Got hella pages.
I was at 210 pages. I was already over
Right.
the goal. I ended up
Right.
at 270 pages, and I thought to myself, well, all those times when I got to 20, 25 pages, I didn't actually have 20. I had probably had about
You had for books.
100
You
some
was
pages,
on the way.
and I was like,
yeah.
I would get frustrated and quit, and been quitting and not knowing that I was actually halfway to the goal. And the only thing I'm mad about is that,
Yeah.
man, if I'd had a little bit more stick to it in this, I could have did this long time ago.
Man.
Because I had a handful of ideas. I
had that thought all the time.
the grind just
man,
seemed insurmountable with what I didn't know, because I didn't have nobody to coach me and nobody give me no game. What I didn't know is that I was halfway there. In fact, if I'd have wrote 2-3 more pages, then it was just downhill from there. But, you know, and that's another thing about, if any of y'all got any game on anything and you see somebody working with it, man, share that.
Share the knowledge.
know?
Each one teach one. I mean,
That's
mouth
right.
to ear.
I hate when someone says, "Oh, don't tell so and so." You know, hey, all that shit is what keeps us
share.
falling back.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm again. I want all of us to win, and when I say all of us, again, I say my brothers and my sisters.
That's right.
You know, everybody else been winning for so long, on an easy street. Our street ain't even easy. You know what I'm saying? We got to go ahead and get grimy. We got to get gully. We got to go ahead and push. But I think once when we have strength in numbers, we can't be stopped.
No,
Right.
not at all.
We can't be stopped. We push through all kind of barriers.
Right.
And, you know, we all got to focus up on that, man. I mean, again, you know, tomorrow's coming. What part are you playing in it?
And I've heard all those player cliches. Oh, the game is to be sold and not
That's
sold.
bullshit.
All that. But the revolutionary mindset is each one teach one.
That's right.
So what you're gonna have?
got
You're gonna have
you.
a player mind, or you're gonna have a revolutionary mind.
I like
Can't
that.
serve two
Choice is
masters.
yours.
I'm gonna fuck with
Say
the
you can't
revolution.
serve
now.
two masters.
Can't serve.
Yeah.
You can't serve
Yeah, you want to be a
greed.
player and a hustler and macking the women and smacking them, and then
And
you
sleeping one eye
what the boy say is it shorty you on for eye? Is it black girl off? Like what is it? You know,
I mean, don't get me wrong. You got to feed both wolves, but I mean,
you still in charge of training both of those wolves.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you got to have some ism about you, but on the other hand, man, you can't be acting and conducting yourself like a pimp, and you go and you work a 9 to 5. That's
right.
That's illogical.
That's backwards
It's
game.
not.
Backwards game.
Doesn't work. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Either you run the 100 or you run the mile.
That's
you know,
being a pimp and get
you
your shit
either a
pregnant.
sprinter or a marathon runner, but you ain't. Oh, I'm both.
Doesn't make
Okay.
So
He served himself a what, Johnny? By doing that, he served himself a fuck hand.
fuck hands.
Yes. If you do it
Fuck
like
hands.
that, you
Fuck
served
hands are
yourself
for
a fuck
real
hand.
thing.
It's a real thing.
You go ahead and you have motherfucker watch you some bones and you look at that shake. You say, "Oh my God, I got a fuck hand. I got a fuck hand."
You got a fuck hand.
But can you work a fuck hand? Because I've learned how to. I know my
Massage
brother
it.
Sean has, brother Farrell has, brother Rob has.
Yes.
My brother Rob has.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
we have to go ahead and understand that because we look at the hand that we are dealt, and I don't like it. Don't mean you can't, go ahead and flourish and become a king from it.
Right.
We already kings.
Coming from where we come from and look at how we look and with the lack of or unable family support we got, when we get dealt a hand, we learn from an early age. Ain't no folding, ain't no throwing the hand back
you
in.
can't throw that
We
hand.
got to play it for what
That's
it's
right,
worth
Washington. No
and
fuck
survive
boys
long
allowed.
enough to get dealt
No
another
fuck boys
snack.
allowed.
But folding or throwing the hand in is not an option.
Just like the thing they say. The glass is either half empty or half full. So here we go. I'm gonna use these two glasses.
Let me get my glass full.
Half empty.
Shit. I said shit.
No,
Glass is either half empty
but that's a part of
or
it
half
too, though.
full. That's how I'm about that.
That's a part of it right there too.
Low.
Yeah,
It gets
yeah,
low.
yeah.
The thing is, the glass is either half empty or half full. I'm gonna give you two pieces of game right now. The glass is always full, regardless of what's in it. It's either partly full with one liquid and the rest is full with air. But what you forget is you can always grab another glass and you can always refill your glass.
Say that.
Absolutely, man.
That's the
Absolutely.
thing about
Say
that.
that.
People,
That's right.
people sleep on.
That's
because you can always
Hey, Lisa
refill your
Finney.
glass
Mike
and get a new
Chambers.
glass. What's
That's
up?
right.
Everybody tuning in. I can't see everybody that's tuning in as usual. So if I shot you out when you comment, like, and share. I mean, you want me to? We spit. We'll talk to y'all.
Lisa
Y'all ask
Finney
us
is
some
an
questions.
incredibly talented actress and producer.
That's
How many-
right.
how many people you got watching?
That's right. Washington even four doubles. Hey, I got brothers that'll tell you. We played.
Mike
I had
Chambers.
all
Happy
7
birthday,
doubles
Mike.
in hand and won. It happens.
Well, happy birthday to Mike Chambers too, man.
Oh yeah, Mike hit the 60 the other day. Mike Chambers, happy birthday, bro.
So look. On another note,
Oh,
Earl,
DJ.
and I see you.
man, we got this
Antidote.
holiday
What's
weekend,
happening?
man.
Oh man, this
You know what I'm
weekend.
saying?
Yes.
It's supposed to be.
Hey, y'all be safe out there too, especially
Hey.
if y'all out in them Antioch and Pittsburgh, because it's gonna be
Hey,
100
just remember,
plus.
My pops is out in the sack.
Real
Stay
talk.
hydrated.
Remember,
Yeah.
and even though it's a meme, but I've always said this: the judge ain't coming in till Tuesday. Don't fuck it up,
Man,
You're gonna fuck up your
Man.
weekend. Hey, nigga, Tuesday
Your ass-
morning.
Yeah, you gonna be
Don't
there.
fuck it up.
A good. You consider it 5 days, nigga.
Hey, mayonnaise
You're not
sandwiches
getting
is on
seen.
you.
You're not getting seen, nigga. That's 100.
Don't fuck it up. I mean,
man.
so back on this. Just
Let me knock on wood.
I want to. I just want to just give y'all both y'all props for doing what y'all doing,
Yeah,
which is
absolutely,
writing and sticking to it. And I'm being honest because I'm like I said, I'm a genuine human being.
Yes,
I've
you
known
are.
y'all for years, and you remember we've spoken. I've said shit and when like ideas, and I'm like, and let the shit ride, and I be like.
There'd be some dope ideas too.
Yeah, and I do, and I get it. I do. I mean, I'm a brilliant motherfucker at times, but,
And humble.
I'm humble. But I do. But sometimes I just let shit ride, and for y'all to persevere and go through it and stick to it, man, I salute y'all.
I'm gonna have to give you some
One
criticism
of the
though.
things that'll kick you in the butt, man. When I was younger, I used to give a lot of ideas. I would just, you ain't tripping. You giving ideas out. Cat be like, I don't sound too cool. You know what I'm saying? But then you see him a couple years later, he done took your idea and ran with it.
Man.
Right.
Now you sitting up there like, I could have did that.
Yeah,
you could
I've
have.
done
That's
that
the coulda,
too.
shoulda, woulda.
I've
You know,
done that too.
I actually get a lot of the opposite. Cats that are acting courage to my idea and latch on, and then I jump out because I think, I got blood with me.
Right.
And then they fall off,
Right.
and now I'm out here
Doing it by yourself.
Doing it by yourself.
floating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because
Yeah.
it's always good to have a partner in there,
Right.
even if they're a
Right.
silent partner, like
Right.
a significant other or something
Right.
that you can bounce
Right.
ideas off of, or good homeboys you call, but. Even though you might be the driving force behind the creation, it's still a collaboration on
You know,
something.
the
Yeah, I got
Derek?
2 people like that. I got my wife Sharon, and then my
Shout out
cousin,
to the wife.
who is my
Hey,
best
wife.
friend.
Shout out to wife.
Sis in the building.
Yeah, my cousin Jay Will.
Behind every successful
everything
black
I do,
man
I
is a melanated
You know,
queen.
from
Hey,
what,
you know what I
wait,
say?
wait, like Will Smith,
Behind every successful black man, there's a black woman telling him, you better go get that money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
you know,
Do
from
it.
what Pharaoh said, and Rob, there's both sides of the spectrum.
Right.
We have to go ahead and close that gap.
Right.
You know, from the cat that goes ahead and takes the idea and says, "Oh, it's whack," but then bubbles off of it, or the motherfucker that says, "I'm on board," and then when you're ready, they know where to be found.
Right.
We have to close the
And
gap.
you done
on
stepped
this.
out on
Right.
faith, but
Right.
part of your faith was I got my dog with me.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And now you out here,
Right.
now you out here
Close that
naked on
gap,
14th and Broadway.
Running butt naked
Yes,
and
sir.
barefoot. You got to
Washington, you own one tonight, bro. You spitting at them man. You need to be on here.
Watching this bitch.
But let me
Master, you need to be
get
on
some
here,
criticism of this brother.
I'm appreciating
Deshaun.
your convo.
I'm gonna give this brother some criticism about his good ideas and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I-
One thing I've known this cat since the 2000s. Before 2001, met on Town
Early.
Beds.
Early.
And one thing I've noticed about him is that anything anybody in our collective has ever done, he's always been front and center, full support, encouragement, whatever role you need him to play, whatever you need from this brother. He always
Right.
been
I'm a team
a
player.
gung ho supporter.
right.
Like he probably one of the most solid cats around here by far.
Yeah.
And he always chilling on his own ideas. Bring some of them,
Right.
let some of them cats out the bag
Right,
and,
right,
let cats come back and support you.
Right.
Yeah, because
Right.
we sat back.
That's why when you doing this podcast, I'm always supporting, always
Right.
sharing this chat
wait.
because you
So look,
always supporting
One thing
everybody
about
in
this
their
brother-
endeavors.
Not to
I
cut you off.
appreciate
One
that.
thing about this brother, I had put up a meme with Chuck Johnson, old school soul beat, and beside him, and I'm letting people know. Man, this brother out here is about to be big. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bring
just
light
trying to do it.
to the pod, man, because this dude he do everything for everybody. He told me before I even had a book, man, when you coming on the show.
Hey,
When
that's
I'm gonna bring on the
just
show.
what's
I
up.
ain't gonna bring on the show. You know what I mean? He's just like, just come on anyway.
Yeah, come talk about it.
Yeah.
Because the thing was, we used to, and Pharaoh knows, we used to. I've said this, the history of this forum here that we do over 17 whatever years ago. It was many moons ago. We had a show, cocktail hour. We
Yes.
used to do. We
Shout
used to
out
do
to
cocktail,
Sparks.
son. Yeah. Shout out
to
everybody
Rock
on
and
Cocktail
Sparks.
Hour. And it was just like this where we sat back, we drink, and we just talked about whatever. Free live, go for 2 hours.
Shout out to Monique Dismuke.
Yeah, Monique, when you get in contact, I want to discuss some of your movies. But we used to sit back and do that, and I'm comfortable
Right.
with the clique, with the crew, because we be on there 12, 13 deep, just going, plenty of alcohol, and we going just with whatever. Nothing was pre-written, nothing was. We just go on whatever, and we just did that.
Right.
I was comfortable because I don't have to be. My name don't have to be on the marquee.
Right,
I was
right.
cool with that. I mean, even the towel boy get a ring if you know what I'm talking about.
That's right. That's right.
So when my cousin Rock, who when you mentioned Soul Beat, my cousin Rock, who was a part of Soul Beat and all that, who's here, VJ TV. So when we sat back and they put me on the spot. That's what it was. Because we had the table and whatever and the backdrop, and he took a picture and was like, you want to do a podcast? I was like, yeah. We said, yeah, like cocktail hour. And he was like, okay, boom. So I was sitting here and he took the picture with the backdrop and he posted it.
That's right.
So I couldn't procrastinate this.
That's right.
Because I can be honest. I would have been like, I'll do it in a little bit. I'll do it a little. So he put me on the spot and I was like, but damn, I don't want to do it by myself. But he's like, nah, you don't need everybody, just do it. And
Right.
I'm like, all right. So I'm getting support from people and I'm reaching out like, who want to get on? Let's do it. My man, 50 grand, got with me, was like, I'm like, bro, come fuck with me. He was like, let's do it.
That's right.
I'm like, dude, because he's like, let's do it. So from where we go, I'm with it. I'm just like, I don't have no I'm not saying we finna make Oprah numbers or nothing, but I'm just
Why
with it.
not? Why not? Why not say that?
This way.
You know what?
Because
This-
fuck Oprah.
this-
I'm gonna
this
go
is-
past Oprah.
that's-
Oprah,
Okay, that's all right.
was
That makes
Oprah
sense.
was the weather girl on
Yeah.
the UHF station
Right.
in the
I
backwoods
get
of Tennessee.
Right.
True, I get that.
Right.
No, but
Right.
like
What
you
I'm
said,
saying,
why not?
humbly,
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
get that.
Hey, well, you
Why
probably got more viewers now than Oprah had at her start.
Probably.
I ain't even mad at
I
that.
need her money without her selloutness.
The path.
So, but I'm just like, I'm with it. I'm committed to it, and I'm like, because like you said, you take a week off, it turns into 2 weeks, it turns
Right.
into 3 weeks.
Right.
So I just try to be consistent with
Right.
whatever, and so I just be like, all right, even if I don't have nothing, I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it. Fuck it. I'm gonna go. That's what we do. So I mean, that's what's up. This is grassroots. You know what I'm saying? And nothing is pre-written. All this is just us talking and me just being honest with the world because I don't like to lie because then you got to remember some shit.
Yeah.
So I just tell it like it is. But I mean, you know, wholeheartedly. I mean, it's salute and respect to all y'all here because y'all support all day. Because you know, I support people all day. I don't ask for nothing. I just want some time and let's share your gift to the world because the world need light and love right now. Love
Yes,
and light.
it do. Yes, it do.
That's what we
There's
miss.
more chaos and division than we've had probably since the 70s when people really was fighting a revolution in the streets.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, you got one set of people who act like everything's all good, and you got another set of people acting like it's the end days. It's not, but there's really some things going on. So I suggest all of y'all learn a little self-defense. Get yourself in shape in case you got to fight.
There's a
Get you
gunshot. There's
get
a
you
gun range
get
on
you
Davis
get you some
Street by the
pistols.
garbage.
Right,
Make
right,
sure
right.
you stay and make sure you keep
We
your
be there.
ties solid with your people.
That
so y'all
man
communicate
E40
with
said
each other.
everybody got choices, and it's a
choices.
real thing, man. You know, you can either choose to win, you can choose to lose. You know,
Yeah, that's
and,
true. There are people that choose
you know,
to lose.
I mean, and if you want, you know, ain't even no judgment at this point, man. You know, everybody's got to do what they got to do to make it through their day.
Right.
But what I will say is, just how this podcast is happening every Friday.
Every Friday.
This podcast is always endorsing folks from the Bay Area every Friday. Every Friday, we want to go ahead and keep new faces, old faces, new listeners, old listeners, always in tune. You know, it's such a. I really love the fact of the build up. You know, I've been knowing Deshaun 20 years deep. You know, I mean, you know, like, and the thing is, back in the day, you know, we was young. I never would have, you know, and we used to kick it.
We kicked.
We kicked it tough, but I would have never known that I would be, you know, putting myself, you know, for the world to see.
Right.
To go ahead and talk about your experiences,
Right.
this man's experiences, this man's knowledge,
Right.
my knowledge,
Right.
And I think it's a beautiful thing.
It's important.
I'm
It's
down
important.
for the ride.
It's important.
I'm hella down for the ride.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And the people that are tuning in, they need to make sure that they're sharing it. Get the
Got to.
word out. It doesn't make any
Yes.
sense.
Y'all can all be down for the ride.
It doesn't make any sense for the crowd to be beneath 100 people.
Absolutely.
We want the biggest crowd for this show because this show
Hell
is
yeah,
important.
man.
And I'm telling you, it's going to be big, big, big. And you want to be a
my
part
I love
of
that
it.
right
my
there.
homie
I love that
Ronnie
right
does
there.
Manchester
I love that
Mondays
right
against
there.
500
on the
people.
way here, I'm like, man, I'm about to
book.
be on Cognac Confessions. Nigga, I made it.
Promoting
I
your
made
shit,
it.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
The
So
shit
I'm
that you
telling
created.
Hey,
I love that, man.
show.
This show is about just reaching y'all and let's just make it happen.
But hey, but since we got our people listening and we got
Everybody
some
say
old
what's
brothers
happening.
right here,
Brother
I
Ace.
literally, I got a question I want to ask y'all.
Oh, here you go.
Right now, I've been on my Facebook and on my Twitter. There's been a big debate going on saying how, and let me finish, how Kamala Harris ain't black and this and that, right? And she ain't a sister. She ain't really one of us. But in my lifetime, I've seen people with less credentials of being black. She was born in Oakland.
Yeah.
She went to a HBCU. She's
an AKA.
She's AKA. I've seen people with less credentials for being black be invited to the cookout, so to speak. Why are some of us so determined that Kamala Harris can't be part of the family no more when she been
Because-
considered part of the family since the the 80s, and now all of a sudden she ain't cool. What's
going
on with that?
I'm gonna take the spectacles off.
Oh shit!
Come on,
The
now.
spectacles came off.
I was studious, but I'm gonna be devil's advocate.
Oh, you about to get
I play
niggerish.
devil's advocate. Get niggerish.
I knew he was gonna go that route. I knew he was gonna go that route with it, though.
Devil's advocate. Because, and I don't speak for everybody.
And I'm gonna fall back on what he say too.
I look at stuff from both sides.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of the things I will say is, she's had an agenda, because I get the point that she was the DA, and really, what the fuck do you expect her to do? Her job.
Right.
So I get that.
Right.
I understand that part of it.
Right.
A lot of us don't understand that part of it. We can't get over it. The same way y'all be on Obama nuts when he ain't did shit either. But another story, you'll get that at 3 a.m. But I'm just saying. Also, we are harder on us because we expect us to reach down all the way, despite
And pull everybody.
And to be realistic, that will not happen.
Right.
My
We
dad-
have to understand that.
You know what?
That will not happen.
My pop just told me about another fool.
Oh, you good?
About another fool.
Earl,
He said
I'm with it.
they want everything and want to give up nothing.
Right.
Because
You can't give up nothing and want everything. I mean, like, that's
Right.
unrealistic.
And nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
You can't
got to do
that's
something.
totally-
And motherfucker punch you in the mouth.
I mean, you know.
That's a real ass motherfucking
Real
statement,
shit.
though.
Yeah.
But,
You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
So here's the thing. Like I said, I see, because I look at shit, because, I've always told you, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican. I'm neither. I'm just a black man. Excuse me, I'm not black. I'm a son of God. I don't give a fuck how you feel
melanated
about it. I'm a
individual.
melanated king. And I just sit back and I see things, and I try to understand them to the best of my ability with
Right.
the tools that I've been given. All 7 doubles in his hand with 4 people playing. In dominoes, I got all 7 doubles, and I got to get it in.
Yeah.
Right.
I just look and I watch and I observe. Some of the stuff, like I said, I look at both sides of the shit. So yeah, she's the DA. So you look at it as this point. She's a black woman, and this may sound like I'm defending her, but I'm not. I'm just coming with some shit that maybe some people don't think about. She's a black woman in an environment of vultures.
True that. True that.
They run, nigga, run. What did Cube say in Higher Learning? Run, nigga, run. Any professional job you got in the system, no matter what color you are, black, Mexican, or whatever, it's run, nigga, run. They expect you to perform and do numbers and not to do too many favors for your people, for you to continue to grow. Now, whether you choose to grow because I'm going to do this with the end goal of I'm going to be able to get to the higher in the pyramid to bring some people up. I'm going to get there. I'm going to be the spook by the door. She could be the spook by the door.
That's
She
it
could
right
be.
there. That's it right there.
She could be. I'm not saying she is. I'm not defending her.
And that's a book that
I'm
a lot
not
of y'all need to
applauding
read.
her.
That's right.
I'm just
That's right.
basically presenting a different way of thinking about it to try to bring it into context.
And I mean, you also got to go ahead and factor in the road that a person has to take.
Bingo, Washington.
even
We with it.
Get
Non-party
to
affiliated.
Where,
I've been there for years.
Where they're at.
Right.
Like you said, you wasn't just sitting back at the house writing your book.
Right.
You at the job.
Yeah.
Right.
You said, "Oh, I got an idea. Let me go ahead and jot this on in." But I still got to go ahead and make sure my 8's done so I can get my bills paid because this is who's paying my bills.
Exactly.
Right. I'm gonna keep it real. So with the job I do is security. So it's a lot of grinning and skinning you got to do.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm grinning and skinning while I'm writing this book, and believe me, this
And as
book,
a large black man, you got to
And I
skin
know
and grin a
we
little
went.
more
First of all,
sometimes.
When he doing
Right,
his
you gotta be
job.
conscious,
I
super
know
conscious.
he lit when he
315
do his
Super
shit.
conscious of your every action.
I gotta do some extra.
Yeah.
Some extra.
Because there's
skinning.
some people who will be
can't
so
give Action
intimidated by
Jackson
your
all the
presence
time.
that
Right.
they'll have a problem with you because
Right.
just they're scared of your
But
look.
ultimately,
Yeah.
there's a method. There's a reason why I'm doing it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? This book is for us.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's directed for us. It's about us. It's to help us. You know what I'm saying? Is Kamala Harris, is that her intention? You see what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this, Rob. What if you was a lawyer and you was writing this book?
If I was a lawyer and I'm writing, it'd be the same thing.
Exactly. You know that's the whole point. I mean, and I guess I hate when a person immediately like it's different. So I ain't gonna try to hold the hostage, but when I was a technician at AT&T, we all kicked it at the garage.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell. Thank you for tuning in,
stopped
bro. Like
being
the
a
page,
technician,
share it. We always here.
Everybody went their own way.
He said he ordered your book.
That whole
Shout out to Mr. Mitchell.
Shout out to Brother Mitchell.
Appreciate it.
Shout out
right
to Brother
on.
Mitchell.
Yes, sir.
But
Julian
once I
tuning
stopped
in.
being a technician, everybody had to go their own ways. It
Right.
wasn't about, I'm not at the garage. Where are the guys at?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With that being said, everybody has to make sure, if me and you work together, I'm not making sure your household is good. I'm not making sure your clothes is clean or your rent's paid. You have to make sure that you do what you have to do.
Right.
And I shouldn't compromise. I shouldn't be willing to compromise your decisions for my actions.
Right.
Motherfuckers forget that. People go ahead and say, you should have went ahead and jumped through the hoops. Well, nigga, are you worried about my mama? Are you worried about making sure that I get to the grocery store tonight?
That's right.
Because if you're not worried about it, nigga, why I gotta worry about you?
Right.
And I'm not. And don't get me wrong. Again, I still want us all to win, but we all have to be on the right mindset.
Right.
If a person is in a negative position, a person is always like, he's an Uncle Tom, he's jumping through hoops. Well, what are you doing to make sure they don't have to jump through hoops? Are you going ahead and getting that paycheck and you signing it over to the next motherfucker? Because if you ain't doing that, you need to shut the fuck up. Everybody's got to fall in line. Everybody has to fall in line at the end of the day, man. I mean, I'm just saying.
Ultimately, with that, like, what is she gonna do in the end game? And see, that's the cold thing about black people. Black people will get behind you. We'll root you on. We'll take you there, and you get there. You grab the goal. You show it in our face. And then
all you got to do is show you got some hot sauce in your purse.
A motherfucker say, but remember when they did X, Y, and Z? Nigga, leave me alone. I'm not Jesus. I didn't walk on water. I'm not perfect. I will make mistakes as much as you will too.
We all do. And the thing is, once again, like I said, I'm just a simple servant in the community, and I have an opinion, and I share my shit. But you look at the situation we in. We got the orange bitch,
man,
and we got old grubby hands dude with Kamala, which I've said from the beginning. The only way they gonna put some type of skin in the game is dude got to grab a sister, and the Democrats. They did the typical move.
Bruh's determining if you black or not.
Exactly.
He said if you ain't vote for him, you ain't black.
You ain't real.
Yeah.
You ain't real.
And let me tell you, when he
pump-
said that and a few other things he said, to me, Biden is a pure, flat out clown.
Exactly.
But
So,
I see the
go
bigger
for it.
picture.
I do,
And I
too.
see Trump being in position where he'll be appointing more Supreme Court justices, more federal justices,
understand that.
and empowering people
I get
who
that.
are the equivalent of a lot of what killed off our brothers and sisters in the civil rights movement was things like the
get
Citizens Council and things like that, or like the men who bombed the churches where
Right.
the little girls is and stuff like that. Well, what we're seeing with these people like these Kyle Rittenhouses
so right,
and
though.
these
That
type of people, these Dylan Roofs,
Somebody
these
needs to
are the
stop.
direct descendants of those people, and they have become. They've never went away,
Right.
but they have definitely
They're
become
never-
more
they're never
emboldened
gonna go away.
since Trump is. If Trump gets another term and he locks up these federal courts the way he's been doing and the Supreme Court, and he gives more empowerment to those people, we are in direct danger. So based on that, a lot of people don't like that lesser of two evils thought, but this really is, you got a person who's
That's the real
ineffective
shit right there.
and really doesn't mean it's no good, but he'll pander to us for votes. Or we got a dude over here who's empowering people who literally are the descendants of people who used to kill us and lynch us. That's not really much of. That's not really a hard choice to me to say, hey, y'all, we need to go over here and fuck with Biden and Harris.
Right, Julian.
But what we also need to do after the election, though, is that we then need to build our coalition, build our candidates. So when 2024 comes, we don't have to worry about who's got the black agenda. We'll have our candidates. But right now, we can't afford to stand on principle.
Shout out to my brother Taylor, man, watching and tuning in, man.
So to your point, because I get that, and I understand that, and I respect that. But at the same time,
I sit the hat to the right. Game about to be kicked.
He about to tilt this one.
Because once again, we get the lesser of two evils, but you have the other side. And once again, let me just a quick disclaimer. Facebook, don't ban me. I'm neither party. I'm just a person who has an opinion that I'm entitled to. But
Don't get all soft now, nigga.
I'm not soft. I'm finna come hard.
Get it in.
I'm coming with the swole.
Get it in, damn it.
Yeah, it's coming.
Rob swole.
But what you have, because I'm a firm believer of, it's the same bird. Each feather. Same bird. Yeah. You're put in a position continuously to vote for the lesser of two evils. So when do we, and I'm not saying just melanated people, just minorities in general, when do we, because we have so many distractions in the world, when do we start really putting our best foot forward into what's going on in the communities? Even if you start from being a fucking librarian, being in the city council, you could be a fucking meter maid. Whatever you do, start building grassroots and start coming from the beginning. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not going to be easy once you go up higher and higher, but the longer you keep depending on somebody who's already a career politician to answer your questions, you will always fail the quiz. And I don't give a fuck how many times you take the test.
In the immortal words of Malcolm X. And a lot of people don't understand the significance, and a lot of y'all don't like the lesser of two evils or compromise. But remember that picture of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King shaking hands? People don't understand the context of that picture. Malcolm X said the reason why he was even there at that event was to let white people know, if y'all don't fuck with King, here's the alternative. And the reason why he did that was he said he wanted to scare them into being like that so that there would be some form of progress. Even Malcolm X, who's more militant and gave his life for the cause and more militant than you Facebook Negroes, knew that at the essence of something, we do need some form of progress. Now, y'all be these Facebook and Twitter cats be on some no compromise, no surrender. Malcolm X gave his life for the cause, and he understood that there needed to be some form of compromise for the sake of progress. And now, so y'all not greater than Malcolm X.
So I got a hypothetical. I'm finna reach deep in my.
Break it down.
I'm finna reach.
Break it down.
So, and I want y'all to think about this. This is just something I've thought about over time, and I thought about should I say it here or not.
Speak.
I'd be like,
break it down, bro.
Why not? Why not?
So let me ask y'all a question. This is just hypothetical. Just think about this real quick. If you had a choice of
Malcolm.
No. I just want to.
Okay.
I just want to tug.
Get it out there, nigga.
I just want to tug at your heartstrings.
Break it down, man.
I want to tug at your thoughts. So, if you had a choice on one hand of Trump 4 more years, knowing what we know, and you go through possible us overcoming it, or you go with Biden and look, Biden and Kamala, but on this hand, the whole child sex scandals, the pedophile shit, which we really need to be focusing on. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, but knowing that they took over
is
and
not
all
real.
that's what I'm saying. I'm finna hit you with it. I'm finna hit you with it. You know where I'm going.
Epstein is real, but that Pizzagate is not real.
So
they got a whole
if you got,
documentary on that.
what would you pick if you had to say, fuck it, we'll deal with, because we know what Trump doing, and deal with it. And once again, I'm not supporting this orange bitch. I hate this motherfucker. But if you got this on one end, and then you got the Dems coming in with because all the pedo people is supporting Biden. Once again, I have no party affiliation. The only party I'm with is the one where the drink is at.
You gotta answer first.
So think about it. the Democrats come in, and next thing you know, all the little pedo shit is gone off the mainstream media. The Epstein trials are swept under the rug, and all this shit, and kids are still getting
Akon was a
kidnapped.
passenger.
And they still ain't know where all the kids is that they
Akon was on
putting in
Epstein's
cages. So
Real spit.
think about so what I'm saying. We fail to think about the deeper levels of this shit because we always fall for the banana in the tailpipe. And you always look for who touching kids. Both parties is touching kids. I'm not saying one party is and one is. They both touching kids.
Nigga, get to your question.
I just want to know, if you had to choose between Trump and dealing with his bullshit, or if the Democrats took over and all the pedo shit got swept under the rug like it continually do, like with that church over there in the, where they got over there, what would you do? I just want to know. And I'm just being devil's advocate.
I'm for the kids. So I'm for the kids. So fuck it. In that case, I guess we'd have to rock with Trump.
Yeah, I'm going with Trump.
I'm not a Trump supporter.
In that
but
case.
I just like to invoke thought.
I've already said to y'all,
That's a wild ass scenario.
again,
that shit got crazy.
I feel what he's
that's an
saying.
agenda.
I feel the breakdown, but in my mind, and I know it may sound naive, but again, we've only had one president not of Caucasian.
Shout out to Janelle Marie. She thinks like I
feel you.
So
Thank you, sir.
So with that
Appreciate
being
you
said,
tuning in.
with that being said,
Exactly, I agree.
Look, with
Kids
that
ain't
being
safe
said,
with anyone.
I've never been
I want people to think
I've
about
made mistakes. I've been in jail. I've been arrested. On the whole
15.
nine,
Ain't been back.
and all the same, I'm still not a burden on society.
And you smoke that wacky tobacco.
I do. I have it at
Smoke
home,
weed
and I
every day.
Hold up. Anyways, nigga gonna put my shit on blast.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know it was a secret.
Just narked him out.
I didn't know it was a secret. My bad. I guess that's what they call dry snitching. I am guilty. I am now the 6'9" of the podcast.
I'm gonna go ahead and just turn my back to this shit.
I'm the Tekashi 6'9" of the podcast. My man.
No, but look, no. All bullshit aside, man. Like I said, man. If you're a burden on society, then when the shit hits the fan and it slaps you in the face, stop being a burden on society.
Right.
I mean, if you get up, you work, your hustle is of some type of positivity. It ain't about going ahead and tapping people's pockets, looking for the motherfucker that's slipping. Your day is not going to change. Now, then, with that being said, we definitely need to watch out for our future.
Right.
Our future is just not us anymore.
I believe that you.
Teach them well, then lead the way. Show them
all the beauty they possess inside.
I hate y'all so much. I hate y'all.
That was my 6th grade graduation song in Garfield in the town.
Man, I still hate y'all so much. Don't sing to me. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and say, man, I expect shit to go ahead and continue to function. E40 said, we gonna function. We gonna function. Whatever it is. But hopefully, God willing, our future is protected. We definitely need to make sure our future is protected. I'm not a big political person.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm really not, man. I follow. I watching CNN, watching the news.
You fed what you're supposed to be fed.
Right.
But you're also fed propaganda. You're also fed
that was
shit.
what I mean.
It's all propaganda.
That's what I mean. You're fed what you're supposed to be fed.
So now you have to get in. You have to make sure you filter your system to filter out the bullshit to the good shit and make sure the good shit processes and makes do for whatever. I get that. I'm not knocking it. But again, tomorrow is going to come. What part are you playing in it?
Right.
Exactly.
Tomorrow's going to come. Tomorrow, again,
tomorrow.
I've said this. There's Father
tomorrow.
Bastards. There's Mother Nature and Father Time. Father Time
Who run the world?
is not forgiving.
Beyonce?
Father Time
You know, hey, her birthday.
lets you know
Yeah,
Happy
so,
birthday, Beyonce.
you can go
That's why I came on
ahead.
the show today. You know, I wanted to show my
On the
appreciation.
phone.
Happy
You can go
birthday,
ahead
Beyonce.
and get hurt and try that shit again.
Exactly.
You can try it. You can get hurt and try again. Hopefully, God willing, you might succeed the next time. But you don't get to go ahead
I almost
and
bagged her,
erase
too, but she
what
was
you
too
did.
young.
Really?
Yeah.
You said what?
I almost bagged Beyonce, but she was too young.
Yeah. So in any event,
Hold on. She was downtown recording with Dwayne Wiggins.
I remember.
Her in the
But
group.
yeah. We ain't going on.
And
hey,
my
this is
partner,
birthday
no,
celebration. Go ahead, the beehive trying to get fucking
and my partner was supposed to take us to get something to eat.
Hey,
And I took
Jay-Z,
him.
I'm gonna
And
say
she got on my
I was
line.
about to say so.
Your
No.
birthday
So wait, hold on.
after before mine.
Hold on, she wasn't Beyonce.
Listen, JP.
Stop talking about her, man.
Not Jay-Z, this is JP.
I'm
This
just saying.
JP.
Hey, this
JP did what he was gonna do
I wouldn't hear
and
about
made
just saying.
the decision.
Hey.
Shit or woulda.
And made the decision.
I'm just
Hey,
saying,
he
no
said- he's-
DuckTales over here.
he
She's not
said-
to holler.
He said,
No DuckTales.
I'm a pass.
Don't do that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I'm a
Don't
pass.
do that shit.
You know, I thought
Hey,
about
stop
it,
that.
but I
I
was
said,
gonna
nah.
give her a chance.
Motherfuckers will
But I
watch this
passed.
shit and will tag it
No
like, oh,
DuckTales
this
over
nigga
here.
said he
I
was
believe
Beyonce
And
tried to
she
get at
know-
me, but she was only 16 at the
stop
time.
That. No, stop that.
Man, she did.
I believe
Oh,
it.
right there
I
on
believe it.
Broadway.
I
We
believe
had
it.
lunch and everything.
I
We
believe
heard
it.
the whole
Wait, hold on. Let me get on the mic one time. And you didn't teach or preach? Teach to preach?
Hold on, she was only 16 and I was damn near 30.
Okay,
And
so you smart man. You already know.
A 16-year-old?
you didn't have. Wait.
Hold on. Let me give you the context. A 16-year-old that I
Stop
was
it.
supposed to be watching
You
to
sipping
make
your
sure
whiskey?
nobody bothered
That's what's
her.
up.
You
Janelle.
could
they
have
were
watched
getting
her for
something to eat.
2.
We on
You
this
could have
shit.
watched her for 2 years
So
and
now,
been
not only
good.
I'm supposed to be
We
watching
stepping.
over her, and then all of a sudden I'm on a date with her.
Be smart,
Come on,
don't
man,
start.
That's a
The
pedo.
bodyguard.
That's a
Yeah,
camera.
They had-
You gonna be the
They had a
bodyguard.
commercial that said,
How you
"Be
gonna the
smart,
bodyguard
don't
and the
start."
bodyguard?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Don't-
You know?
I'm trying
Just
not to
stay with
talk
being the
about it.
bodyguard.
You niggas is dragging me
Plus,
in.
let me
Be
tell
the
you something.
bodyguard.
Jokes.
Her, even though she looked mature, she looked mature. Her partners all look like little
So,
kids, and they got dropped by Columbia right after that.
Oh,
Did she also came up with a song that said,
No, but I'm just saying though, is that they was not bubbling. It wasn't like it was Beyonce.
So you didn't pay her
People
bills.
realized that they was dropped,
Anyway.
and Wyclef came in and remixed that single, and the single blew, and that's what got them on.
No.
She was,
I remember
they
that.
was
Yeah, I
headed
remember
back to
that. Yeah, that
Texas
shit
to get
quick.
summer jobs.
But,
They was not
and wait,
tracking,
so they kicked JP to the curb and got with Jay-Z.
basically.
Okay.
So, anyway.
But I'm
it's,
sure some years went between that.
Once again, it's Friday. It's Cognac Confessionals. We here. We got a nice crowd in here tonight. Hey, shout out to everybody.
We even got
Everybody,
Kansas in the building.
Hey,
everybody that
make
shared,
sure you share it.
everybody watching.
Yeah. Y'all see my Cognac Confessionals mask made by Nisha Daniels. Check her out on Facebook. That's she
Shout
does
out to
great
Miss
works.
Daniels.
Shout out to Brother Rob, man.
Oh, right on.
Shout out to
to
Candace
Brother
in the
Rob, man.
building.
Candace Kugler in the
Hey,
building.
and if I could, if y'all don't know if y'all can see this, but shout out to my youngest son
Yeah,
with
do
the
it.
Rapid Clothing. You know what I'm saying?
Rapid clothing, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Hey, bring him on the show. I'm with
sure.
all Sister Pringle. I see you.
Shout out to old ass Rock.
Shout out to Rock.
Cousin Rock in the building. You know, he over here BJT.
Rock been on my head all night.
But hold on.
Fuck that old motherfucking Grady ass nigga. I had to go ahead and throw him under the
what you
bus
sipping on? You on
because
the
he gonna leave me alone while we on air.
Well, once again, before we get ready to tune out and get to, hey man, like I said, man, y'all be safe this weekend.
Please
Tell everybody
do.
your social media where they can find you.
Again.
man, make sure y'all
Cop the book.
Yeah.
The incredible Willie Sharp.
You can get it right now.
And if you got an opportunity
Yeah,
to
you can
read
pre-order
Willie
it.
Sharp,
Willie
be
Sharp.
that.
That's right. You
Y'all
can get
need
it right
to-
now. Amazon.com,
Amazon.
BarnesandNobles.com. Pre-order it.
Oh,
You
she
know,
on Jameson?
He created it, but it's all of our stories, y'all.
We
That's
off
right.
Remy,
That's right.
1738.
That's right.
You
That's
can
right.
catch me, J Boogie, a.k.a. J Hugh, on
AKA
Facebook,
Red
AKA
Bone.
Red Bone motherfucking Boy Wonder.
Red Bone
Fuck
Boy Wonder.
y'all
That shit sound like a
asses.
mixed porn star. I'm sorry. You're my nigga though, but go ahead. He said Red Boy Wonder. That sound like some Cinemax After Dark shit, but go ahead.
I hated when they took Cinemax off the door because that was
Hey, you know
like
what?
the Zane
That was
Chronicles. That was really good.
But the motherfucker just talk bad about
They
it.
don't pay the shit
But the
during the
motherfucker
week.
just talk bad about it.
They don't pay shit during the week, but they play it during the weekends. But then when school is out, is
You
In fact,
wish it was
in
there.
fact,
You wish it was
that
there.
blood that was on Zane is on Snowfall. He played dude that plays the uncle on Snowfall.
Right.
He was on Zane Chronicles.
He sure was. Yeah. Again, you can catch me on Instagram, Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze.
On Facebook, Johnny Hughes.
Leprechauns.com.
Motherfucker.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy Pharaoh Films. I'm an author.
Dirt
this and
rock
that,
ass nigga.
AKA
Pharaoh
Beyonce's True Love.
Dude, don't get my shit canceled.
Here we
nigga.
go. Here we
Fucking with that
go.
bullshit.
Here we go.
Oh my God! Now I'm gonna edit your shit
I'm
out.
keeping it 100.
Right. Edit that motherfucker.
Hey, it's live though.
I'm keeping it 100.
Fuck, hey y'all, forget that. Hold on, where the
It's all
motherfucking Men in
facts.
Black stick? You niggas did not see this.
I don't own any rights to this music.
Oh yeah, so you can catch me on IG, Robert _Thurston _Hankins _Jr. Also on IG, Rob _Hankins. Facebook, Raid Rasuli. Twitter, the Reverend 510. You can catch me on all those. And remember, buy my book. Pre-order my book.
Yes.
Support black business.
If you're not gonna buy the book, at least share when I post about the book. Share and give a kind word. You know what I'm saying? We want to spread this news out here, man.
That's what's
And it's a
happening.
You know,
good
they try
book
to
for our
keep us
people.
down with those algorithms. By you sharing and interacting, it helps an independent
right.
artist defeat the algorithm.
That's right.
right.
That's
So
right.
sometimes your support ain't monetarily, but just support.
So I like to. Somebody got poured Pharaoh.
Yeah,
Give him a shot.
I gotta drive.
Okay, just one little
Use both hands.
piece, man.
That's way too much, brother.
Okay,
You be all right, big dog.
I just want to salute and toast you brothers for and wish y'all much continued success
man.
and blessings and all
Thank you,
y'all
thank you, thank you, thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Once again, I want to thank all y'all for tuning in. You know, I'm your host, Deshaun. You can find me on Instagram at Show Your Right Foe. You know, that's me, SHOYARIGHT. I tell you what it mean, but you have to find that out. But and once again, like the page, share the page. You know, if you got a business or something, or if you want to come fuck with us and you know talk shit and swallow spit.
We'll talk to the old dirt motherfucker that helps produce this shit, and we'll get you on.
Hit us up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is a friendly show. You know what I'm saying? We just like to sit back and
Hella friendly.
expand minds, though. If you got a business, somebody you know with a business, tell them to send me a request. And but don't just send a friend request. Send me a message though, because my friends' request list is like Section 8. It take you hella long to get in. I will have y'all ass sitting in limbo.
Happy Friday, y'all.
Happy
Be good.
Friday. Be safe this weekend. Holiday weekend is Labor Day. And remember, Labor Day is brought to you by unions. And yeah, I'm executive first vice president of my union, which means I pay the cost.
Right on.
But once again, in the words of Eddie Murphy, now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Bye, motherfucker.